My dad said I was a mistake, so I showed him just how costly mistakes can be. Growing up, Dad never missed a chance to remind me I ruined his life. If it wasn't for you, I'd still be touring with the band, he'd say every time he was drunk, which was basically every night after Mom got home from her second job. He had this box of old demo tapes and concert photos he'd show everyone who'd listen. Bar buddies, neighbors, my teachers at parent conferences. I was gonna be somebody before she came along. The photos showed him on stage, guitar in hand, crowd going wild. We had a record deal lined up, he'd tell anyone within earshot. Capitol Records was interested. Then boom, accident happens, dream's over. He meant me. I was the accident. Mom would just sit there, exhausted, while he went on his rants. She worked at the diner during the day, cleaned offices at night. Dad bounced between part-time jobs, always getting fired for showing up hungover. But somehow, it was still my fault his band never made it. Every birthday, every Christmas, every school achievement I earned got overshadowed. Look what I could have bought with that record deal money, he'd say when I needed school supplies. If I wasn't stuck raising a kid, I'd be playing Madison Square Garden right now. I actually loved music because of those old recordings. I'd sneak into his room and listen to the demos when he wasn't home. The band was called Danny Morrison and the Midnight Devils. Dad was actually talented. His voice was raw, authentic. The guitar work was solid, but every time I showed interest, he'd snatch the tapes away. Don't touch those. You've already ruined enough. When I was 14, I saved up babysitting money to buy a cheap keyboard. Dad found it and returned it to the store the next day. Music isn't for mistakes, he said, pocketing the cash for beer. My junior year, I got accepted to the school jazz ensemble. Dad made me quit after one rehearsal. You think you're better than me? Think you can just waltz into music after destroying my career? Mom left when I was 17, right before senior year. I found her suicide note addressed to me. I'm sorry I couldn't protect you from him. You deserve better. She didn't kill herself, thank God. She just disappeared one night, left Dad and me in that tiny apartment with his broken dreams and empty beer bottles. That's when things got really bad. Dad blamed me for Mom leaving too. First you ruined my music career, now you drove away the only good thing in my life. He started bringing home different women every week, told them all the same sob story about his dreams getting crushed by an unwanted pregnancy. I'd hear him through the thin walls. I could have been famous, but life had other plans. The women would comfort him, say what a sacrifice he made. Meanwhile, I was working at McDonald's after school to keep the lights on. Dad couldn't hold down a job for more than a month. When I turned 18, he kicked me out the day after graduation. Time for my mistake to become someone else's problem. I packed everything I owned into 2 garbage bags. He was passed out on the couch when I left, surrounded by those same old photos and demo tapes. I moved across the country with 347 to my name, changed my last name from Morrison to Matthews, started fresh in Los Angeles, worked 3 jobs while taking night classes, studied music production, learned every piece of equipment I could get my hands on, interned at studios for free just to watch real producers work, slowly worked my way up from assistant to engineer to producer. 10 years of grinding, networking, proving myself over and over, but I made it. Built my own label, signed incredible artists, had the golden ear for finding raw talent and polishing it into commercial gold. Then one Tuesday morning, I'm scrolling through our demo submissions. Hundreds come in every week from hopeful musicians worldwide. That's when I see a familiar name in the email. Danny Morrison and the Midnight Devils. My heart stopped. It was Dad's old band name, but this wasn't vintage footage. This was recent. Dad had gotten the guys back together. They were trying to make it at 55, playing dive bars and uploading covers to YouTube. The submission email was desperate. Please, we just need one shot. This is our last chance. We've been working toward this our whole lives. I listened to their demo with shaking hands. It was actually good, really good. Dad's voice had gotten rougher with age, more authentic. The pain was real now. My label was looking for exactly this sound, genuine rock with a story. I could have made them millionaires. Instead, I sent back our standard rejection template. Thank you for your submission. This is not the sound we're currently seeking. Dad never knew his biggest mistake was the one person who could have saved his dreams.